And, outside the ring, you've worked with a lot of charity organizations, done a lot of community service work. Tell me about some of the stuff you've done outside of wrestling.
Well, one of the things I did, it was a local, it was a Christian ministry, and I just got in with a group of guys. It was actually my stepfather was doing it and doing a lot of volunteer work, and it was called Lifeline Ministries. And so I just started going with him and just not thinking anything of it. It was, maybe a couple hours a day I was going to go help, but they were there to help a lot of people with. They had different sections in their building. Some were for food, some for clothing, um, and then I was more in the department of uh, people would donate furniture, and for those that were in need, we would kind of have our own little. It was a very small warehouse, but um, we have a handful of guys go out on a truck, a couple days a week, and we'd load up some furniture and. For those that needed it, whether it's just a couch or it could be a refrigerator, could a lot of things, and so we would go and just it was a donation. We didn't there was no exchange of money or anything, and it just really just the look on some of these people's faces, and it just really meant a lot. And I thought it was going to be a short term thing, and I just wound up doing that for a number of years, just because I just loved the way it made me feel, and for what we were doing for the community. Um, but I also like when I was that was kind of after my wrestling started winding down. But there were so many times where one of my proudest things was we would be on the road and a group of us would go to like a children's hospital, and go visit the sick kids. And um, even though we may not have been the biggest names in the world, but just to for them to see wrestlers coming in, and it kind of reminded me of me being the kid when they were the superheroes to me, and just putting a smile on a kid's face. I always try to go out of my way, like at the shows, if there was a handicap section, or disabilities, or just things like that. Really, a lot of times it would just draw me in to where I could, um, just for one day, put a smile on somebody's face. And yeah, so I really enjoyed that part of the business.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to give back, and it's got to feel good inside for you to be able to, you know, give back and help out in your community. So kudos to you, and kudos to the other wrestlers for going out there and helping people.
Yeah, we did it as a group effort, to go out and do things like that, and take whatever big or small name, whatever name we had, and if you can get some good attention from that and do some good with it. I give credit to all the guys that do that. From the bottom to the top of the card, to be able to just take time out of your day and make a difference in someone else's life, for being being they may look up to you. And there's been people that have gotten a hold of me years later and just told me a story about the difference I made. And of course, I don't remember this certain situation or
Sure.
certain person, but the fact that they would tell me that I had that much of a difference on maybe their life, or a decision they were making or something like that. That really stands out to me, and it just makes me, yeah, it does give me a good feeling that I was able to do that for somebody.